oil temperature is within proper operating range. My fuel gauge is working properly. My air pressure gauge is building, but it's working properly. Alright, now you're going to come straight over here. You've already checked your headlights, but what you're checking now are your switches. Make sure your switches work. My headlight switch works properly. My clearance light switch works properly. We don't have any auxiliary lights, but it's here. You're going to say, check my auxiliary light switch. It's working properly. My load light switch, it's working properly. And my indicator light. Engine fan switch working properly, and my indicator light. My heated mirror switch is working properly, and my indicator light. The switch is loose. I'll mention that when I get back. Check your windshield washers. Wipers work. Washers are working properly. This is your panel dimmer switch. When you sit here, you can look in here and see the lights dimming on your instrument panels. That's for it. Alright, I got a switch for this in the bus, I'll get it. But you're going to check your heater's controls. Make sure they work properly. Alright? Come over here, you don't have a PTO. That's nothing on this truck. I would check my air suspension, check my switch, make sure my switch works for my dump valves. Alright, you come over here, make sure you check your steering, make sure you don't have excess steering. What's the most you can have? Alright, you can check your horn again, you're right here. Now, don't forget your Johnny bar. Just like that, that's all you got to do. Check the Johnny bar. Now, you already checked your turn signals, but you're checking your switch and your indicator lights. That one works. My emergency flashers work and indicator lights. And my high beam and indicator light switch works. Alright. Now you're going to check your clutch and your shifter. Make sure it goes into a couple gears. Check your high-low. Make sure it's in neutral. Let off the clutch. Tap your service brake. Tap your accelerator. Alright. One thing I didn't mention, I'm not used to this being in the trucks. This is your electronic trailer brake controller. All you got to do is push the button, it works. Alright, after you do that, do not touch the key. Shut it off right here, and then push it back in. If you touch the key, you're going to screw yourself up because you got to have that key on to do this next part. And this is where the first guys have screwed up on this leak test. What you're going to do, level ground, and you're going to tell them this. On a level ground, I would chalk my wheels. I'm releasing my brakes. Now, you wait till your brakes are done energizing.
Eventually.
Alright. Now, what you're going to do, without touching the brake, you're doing a non-pressure leak test. You're going to wait for a minute. You cannot lose more than 2 pounds in a minute for a straight vehicle, 3 pounds for a combination vehicle. Alright, now you either wait to time yourself for a minute, or you wait till they're done, tell you, alright, that's good. Do not quit it early. This next part, now you're going to do a pressure leak test. Push the brake, hold it, do not let up. You're going to wait for a minute. You can't lose more than 3 pounds for a straight or 4 for a combo. And then you sit there, wait for a minute. 9 out of 10 times they'll say, alright, time's up. Then you let off the brake. You do not let off before that. That's where those guys failed. They just touched the brake and that was it. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to check for our low air warning buzzer and light, which should come on approximately 60 psi. So you're going to fan the brakes. Alright, your light's on, and of course the buzzer's still on because of the oil. But alright, now what you're going to do is check your safety valves. Make sure they pop out at approximately 30 psi. So you're going to keep fanning them. There you go. Now you're going to do a safe start again. And you tell them what you're doing at the same time. Make sure it's in neutral. Make sure it's in neutral, let off the clutch. Now what you're going to do is you're going to build it up to 85 PSI, which is right between that 90 and that first line. And like I say, study these videos and stuff, and study the books, because it tells you the parts. And we'll probably get another time before Wednesday to go over it. But Wednesday, before y'all get ready to leave, or either during the day, probably during the show, I'll be over here and we'll do this pre-trip. I'll go, each one of you, I'll have you do it.
Okay.
And then I'll be letting you know if you've done anything or what you need to do to correct it. Like I say, we're going to go up to 85. Once we hit 85, you let off the accelerator. You tell them, now I'm going to wait. It's at 85, and approximately 45 seconds, it should be to 100. And then just let it build. Actually probably takes a little longer, but you just say the steps and you'll be all right. All right, we're at 100. Now what we're going to do, we're going to check the parking brakes. You're going to push the clutch in. You're going to push tractor brakes in. You're going to pull against the trailer brakes. Put it in the lowest gear possible, and real gradually, you're going to let off on the clutch.
Don't kill Rocky.
Just to you. You feel that?
Yeah.
Like I said, you're going to just let off the clutch till you can just you feel the engine tweak. Like that. That's good. Alright, your trailer brakes are good. You're going to pull out on your tractor brakes. Push in your trailer brakes. You're going to check your tractor brakes. Same thing. Don't let out too fast or you're going to kill it. Alright, trailer brakes are good. Then the last thing you're going to do, you're going to push in both brakes. Lowest gear possible. You're going to roll forward till you see your speedometer move. Alright, my speedometer works. And then gradually you're just going to, nice and easy, check your service brake, come to a stop. You do that, and then you'll pass your pre-trip. Like I say, it's not really hard, it's just, remember, like when you're looking at, if you got the engine, look in there, just remember, everything you see, you need to mention. Take your time. It's not a time test, so just everything in here, everything that moves with the exception of the radio, the light, you're going to mention. So, any questions?